Hey guys, sorry, it's just been a bit of a long day and I'm just getting things sorted. Bear with me. What happened here? Whoa. Logs in the works. All right, so we're going to be doing calculus, I guess. I'm just looking for a paper and I think I got one. I started getting the algebra paper ready and then, no, first I did calculus paper, then I did algebra paper, and then I was like, what's happening? Let me just have a look. So 4x squared minus 32, is this the same file? Hang on, I will get started soon. Just get comfortable, team. This is a different paper. Here we go, level 2 calculus. $261. All right, I think we're good to go, team. Yes, we know kinematics. We know that, and that is why I'm here. So let me just set up the paper. This is an old paper from 2019, but it's one of those exam questions where the papers tend to be a bit tricky. So this is from Cohere 2019. All right, let me have a look. Reset page view fit. All right, so guys, let me just start up TikTok as well. Sorry, I haven't done that yet. Go live there. Level 2 calculus. Almost ready, almost ready. Got that, got that. You know that feeling when you need a screen that's actually bigger than a 3-panel monitor? Yeah, that's where I'm up to right now. All right, okay. So just to give you folks a bit of an idea of what's going to happen today, we are pretty much going to spend the whole time going through this one particular paper. It's from 2019, so we've got a few achieved questions, we've got a few merits, few excellence as usual, all right? So I am gonna, I'll let you guys know what the questions are. Sometimes the questions might feel a little too easy, and then you'll be like, oh, this is just this is easy achieved. But it's still worth getting through the practice. Now, some of the questions also will feel like, oh, this can't be an excellence. You're probably right, because in the last 6 years, questions have changed a lot. So, yeah, all right. So let's get started. And I think the first question is achieved, and then we've got 2 merits and 2 excellence from this particular paper. So we'll start off real simple, and we'll go from there, all right? So here's the first question. As usual, what I'll do is I'll give you people like maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the type of question. Like, for example, if it's an achieved question, I probably will give you 2 minutes, and then if it's a merit, a little bit longer, and so on. Connor Jackson, yeah, I think the questions, I think it's because we've done so many of these questions, right? And to be honest, sometimes, I feel like the questions just what do you call it? Hang on, let me just get this other light. So yeah, the questions will become a little bit, because you've done it so many times, the questions then they kind of drop the grades a little bit. So it can happen. Yeah, so that we can wait for the excellence, buddy. All right, give you another 20 seconds, and then we'll go through these questions. All right. Will I be doing these lives next year? 100%, Allison. Guys, probability is gonna be, I'm gonna do probability in not tomorrow, but I think on Sunday night. So I'm doing algebra and calculus for the Friday and Saturday night. Today is all calculus. Tomorrow we'll do algebra, and then Sunday we'll do probability. Raf, not sure yet. Not sure. All right, so let's get going with this question, because I mean, this is a nice and easy achieved question. What we've got is f of x, so we're going to find f dash of x. We are asking for f dash of x. So f dash of x is equal to 4x cubed minus 32. And then from there, what we've got is the gradient is equal to 0. So we're going to put 0 equals 4x cubed minus 32. So with that in mind, then what our next thing is going to be is just got to rearrange it, that's all. So when we rearrange this, we're going to get positive 32 equals 4x cubed, and then x cubed is equal to 32 over 4. So we've got 8, and then x is equal to positive 2. Tomorrow is level 2, Nebi. Yep, so that's our easy achieved question. Let's go to the next question. I'm assuming we don't have any questions here, right? Like, this is pretty straightforward so far. And while you're looking at that, I'll get question 2 ready. Uh, 100% you'll get marked down for that, Connor Jackson. You've got to make sure that you actually have your differentiated function. So you need to have this line here for you to get any kind of grade. Sorry, I think that's just the zooming of the questions. Devin, now we're going to go all the way till we finish this exam paper. So it's like 15 questions altogether. So it might take us an hour and a bit. Level 2 algebra is tomorrow, folks. All right, let's go to the next question. This one is looks like it's a merit. So I'm going to give you, again, I'll give you like maybe 3 minutes. And then we can actually go through the answer. Flynn, are you based in Auckland, Flynn? Because I'm actually thinking about doing a pop-up store, but right now just focusing on the lives. Abigail, you could do I use double differentiation method? No, I don't think can you? I'm just trying to look at your question, Abigail. So I think double differentiation is to prove for max or min. For increasing and decreasing, you probably just use the quadratic equation more than anything else. That'd be good fun, Shyam. Come and see Mr. Ong. Look, if I do a pop-up store, like, I mean, yeah, it's something in the works, all right? But let's focus on the maths now, and then we'll come back to pop-up store later. Team, I'm going to give you another 1 more minute. If you do have answers, just throw it up there. Surprisingly, this was given as a merit, but yeah, we'll go through it. This is level 2, Gemma, level 2 calculus. Learning a lot. Normal stick curves in level 2. I've not seen it Kinematics, but I think it's more in level 3. I don't remember seeing it in level 2. They could do normal to straight line, but maybe. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. All right, let's go through question B here. Question B here is you've got velocity. The function for velocity is 1.2t. So if we want to go find the distance formula, we're going to have to integrate this. So distance is going to be integrating 1.2t dt. You don't need to write this part. You can just integrate it straight away, which means you're going to get 1.2t squared over 2. And don't forget the plus c. So in other words, your s is equal to 0.6 t squared plus c. Now the thing about this one is you've got to find the c value. So you can actually say when t is equal to 0, s is equal to 0, therefore c is also equal to 0. Now the reason why we can say this is because we are trying to find out how long it's going to take for this football to actually go and reach 100 meters. So at the initial starting point, we're going to say t is equal to 0. The starting point is also equal to 0. So because of that, we can say that s is equal to 0.6 t squared. And what we're trying to figure out is when is this s going to equal 100? So we got 100 equals 0.6 t squared. So with that, we're going to get, I'm just going to rewrite it like this. 0.6 t squared is equal to 100. And then t squared is equal to 100 divided by 0.6. Which means t is equal to square root of 100 divided by 0.6. And what I'm going to end up, where's my calculator? So what do I got? Square root of, no, need this first. Square root of 100 divided by 0.6. Now just keep in mind, folks, this is going to give you plus or minus 12.9 seconds. But we're just going to be looking at the positive 12.9 seconds and not the negative 12.9 seconds. And yeah, it's just something that you need to remember. So in this case, we're just going to put t is equal to 12.9 seconds. Yes, this is level 2 calculus, Joseph. Up the chief, Oliver, whenever you do square root of a number, you've got to do plus or minus. You just have to do plus or minus anytime you do a square root symbol. Yeah, this is a merit question here, folks. Ideally, Jim. Shaji, it's because we are basically saying that when the time, because at the start of the time, from that point, we're trying to figure out how long it's going to reach 100 meters. So if you look at it at the starting point, you will kind of say that it's like, well, I'm measuring from the starting point, therefore I would put that as a 0 because the starting point is 0. Nah, Kinematics, you won't get penalized for D. Ivy, that's we're doing kinematics here. So when you go from velocity to distance, you've got to integrate. Is part 8 kinematics? I'm trying. No, part 8 is the older graph stuff, right? Yeah. Cool whole place. Yes, you could do that as well. Tamthian Lu, yes, you can kind of say, because sometimes it depends. Like sometimes it really depends on the question. Like if they say it's at rest, that usually means that velocity is equal to 0. But if they say if you're measuring from that starting point, you can actually put c is equal to 0 as well. Ivy, if you are not sure about this, I might recommend you to watch the 10-hour playlist on calculus before jumping on this. All right. No, we're not looking at a parabola. It's just the ball is just rolling down. That's all. All right, we good? Can we go to the next question? Let me know. I'm just going to cut and paste the next question. Hey Shaver, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna go through this particular exam paper, dude, because I'm like exhausted. I don't have the mental capacity after a 5-day stream to actually come up with questions on the spot. So I've got an exam paper. I'm going through that. You're more than welcome to just stick around and see if those questions are gonna pop up or not. I'm looking through it. So kinematics is a drawing. Rate of change, turning points, and a little bit of, oh no, it's not an optimization. No, there's no optimization in today's one. All right, let's go another couple of minutes. That is negative 2/3. Yes, sorry, that x. Just trying to look. Yeah, when x equals to negative 2/3. Prasad, it's a paper called Cohere paper from 2019. Sorry, Vera, I missed the chat on TikTok. Yes, you can actually say it's just plus 12 as well. But the thing, Vera, is that you have to remember that the reason why you can't say time can't be negative is because you're looking at the position of the ball. So theoretically, you can say that 12 seconds before that starting point, it was actually another 100 meters away. So you can't say time can't be negative. So that's a tricky one that you got to be careful with. Hugo, sorry, I missed Hugo's. The pond is 100 meters away. Nugget, I don't think I'll have time to do the distributions this time. I got sick a couple of times, so yeah. By the way, this formula would be given to you in your formula sheet, which is equation of a straight line. So they do give that in the formula sheet for you. I forgot to mention that. Give this a go. I'll give you a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to grab some water and come back. Are you sure, Kinematics? I thought they had straight line equation in the formula sheet. Let me just check. I was sure they had equation of a straight line somewhere. Oh wow, they don't. Nah, you're right. They don't have that formula. That is... Oh, sorry guys, false information there. Does level 3 calculus formula sheet have, or... That's crazy. They actually have it in the level 3 formula sheet, but not in the level 2 formula sheet. How is that even possible? No, Kinematics, it's actually in level 3 formula sheet. Check this out. Where is formula sheet? Here we go. Right there. Level 3 formula sheet, it has it. But level 2... Level 2 formula sheet doesn't have it. You're right. That is weird. Yeah, yes, Bunny. We're gonna do another stream tomorrow for algebra. Love it, Galila. You gotta send a photo of you watching a live stream at a party. That's just epic. I will share that on Instagram. All right, look, there's enough time. Let's actually go through this question. So we've got, what are we trying to find? We're trying to find the equation of the tangent to the curve when x equals negative 2/3. So the first thing is this. We've got x is equal to negative 2/3. We need to figure out the y value because we're trying to find the equation. So f of negative 2/3 is equal to negative 2/3 cubed plus 2 times negative 2/3 squared minus 1. Now, folks, when it comes to doing these kind of fractions and putting them into powers and things like that, it actually gets, you know, I'm too lazy to do that. So what I always end up doing is something like this. I do negative 2 in a, I do it like this. I go negative 2 over 3 and I put it equals to. Because what it does is it actually stores the answer as negative 2/3. So then I'm just going to go answer to the power of 3. And then I'm going to go plus 2 times answer squared. And then minus 1. Because this way, I don't have to sit there typing that negative 2 over 3 so many times. So I should get negative 11 over 27, which is my y value. Then I need to work out what the gradient is. Gradient is going to be f dash of x equals 3x squared plus 4x. Then I've got f dash of negative 2/3 equals 3 times negative 2/3 squared plus 4 times negative 2/3. So once again, I am going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to do the negative 2/3 trick again. So negative 2 over 3. And this time I've got 3 times answer squared plus 4 times the answer. And that's going to give me negative 4/3. So that's the gradient. So because I have this, now I can write up my y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to get y minus negative 11 over 27 equals m, which is negative 4/3, x minus negative 2/3. So if I want to just kind of write this up, I'm going to get y 11 over 27, and then here I've got negative 4/3, x plus 2/3. I've got y plus 11 over 27 equals negative 4x over 3 minus 8 over 9. And then I can just write it like this. Now 8 over 9 minus 11 over 27. I'm just going to do that in the calculator because I'm too lazy. Negative 8 over 9 minus 11 over 27. That's 35 over 27. So y is equal to negative 4x over 3 minus 35 over 27. That's the answer that you should have got. Now what I'll do is I'll put up a bunch of line numbers. This is another merit. It's another merit question, by the way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me know if you have any questions. Why does x go in the numerator? Ivy, you might need to let me know which line number it is. No, Mahima, it's not telling you that the gradient is equal to negative 2/3. It's actually telling you that x is equal to negative 2/3. TikTok is ticking along. Sorry, TikTok, this is actually Cohere 2019 paper. So it's got some kind of like really good questions, but it covers a lot of things as well. All right, so the next question is apparently an excellence, but it could be a merit these days. But I'll get it ready while I look for if there's any more answers. Instead of negative, oh, no. K Vivank, you've got to make sure, as long as you write negative 4/3 times x, if x is in the denominator, then you are actually not correct with that. In line 8, how come you have 2 negatives instead of 1 just after y? No, the 2 negatives actually change into a positive. That's what's happened there. Toast blocks, yes, there is. That's the one we're doing tomorrow. Line 2, yes, I did put it in the calculator. I'm not going to solve that. Cohere paper was like back in the day, they used to make some really hard mock exams. They stopped a few years ago, but I did talk to them and they said I'm allowed to use their paper to do exam revision. No worries, Joseph. You're welcome. Are we good with this question, team? Can we go on to our first big excellence question? Oh, look, there is an optimization. I didn't read it properly. Shaver, yeah, your next question is an optimization question by the looks of it. Not the next. The one after that is an optimization question. So there you go. You get your wish. Question E is an optimization, but let's go with D. Mia, this is live on YouTube, and yes, it'll get saved on YouTube as well. So just want to point out that this is actually f dash of x. I think this is actually not a bad excellence question. So yes, Winks, you can use decimals. That's all fine. Yeah, I'll give you guys a few minutes. If you are stuck with this question, and if you are like, I don't know what to do in this excellence question, that's okay. I mean, like, you can still aim for the achieved in merit part. So for the, like, if you look at this question, you've got a gradient function, which means they're asking for the original function. So even if you integrate this and find the C value, you could easily get an achieved or a merit for that. So one of the key things about calculus is that you don't want to leave any question empty. The reason I put that dark blue line, Joseph, is because the apostrophe was not showing up clearly. So you can see it's a bit too tiny. So just to show that it's f dash of x, that's all. So in terms of hint, just integrate, find the C value, and I think you're good to go after that. Well, what 101 derived calc exam? I don't even know what you're talking about, Marine. Oh, don't. Where is he going? What is it, buddy? Yeah, come here. Good boy, go. So last time I took a look and saw that you did at least 2 questions. I don't know which one you're talking about. Mathematical reasoning one. Did I not finish it? I don't know. I did some questions. I remember that. Answer is -2. All right, let's go through this question. We've got a few things that's happening here. Sigma, that's entirely up to you because I wouldn't have an idea. So as I said to you first, like some people ask me, it's like, you know, how do you do this question? How do you even start this question? Like you've been given f dash of x is 6x squared minus 6x. So find f of x first. So to find f of x, we're going to integrate this. We're going to get 6x cubed over 3 minus 6x squared over 2. Don't forget the plus c. All right, now if you do just this part here, just integrating it, you're most likely going to get an achieved. And then the second one is to find the c value. We know that this goes through 1, 4, which means f of 1 is equal to 4. So we can say that 4 is equal to 6 times 1 cubed over 3 minus 6 times 1 squared over 2 plus c. I should have simplified this. That's all right. 6, and then it's going to be 2. That's going to be 3 plus c. What am I getting here? Am I stuffed up something here? 6. So I've got 4 minus 1 plus c. Appeal. Stupid. There we go. So I've got c is equal to 5. So my f of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5. Now the question's actually asking, yeah, I think this question would definitely be a merit. I don't think this is going to be an excellence. The question's asking what x, so what is it? Find the x value when its y is equal to -23. So we just put this -23 equals to 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5. So 0 is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5 plus 23. So 0 is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 28. Actually, I might be wrong because it's a cubic. Because it's a cubic, and if you do have to use a graphics, because you guys don't know how to do this part here. So yeah, I think now I was just having a look at this because it's like at a cubic, if you do have a cubic, then the only way you can solve it is through a graphics calculator, because you go into equation, you go to polynomial, degree is 3, and then you would put these values in, which is 2 minus 3, 0, and 28. Yeah, That is a nasty question. Yeah, so you should get x equals to -2. Now, where was this? Ekansh, no, I don't think it's going to work in this case because you've got a cubic with a single digit number. In calculus paper is a penless. No, it's not. Like, you can use graphics calculator for solving solving quadratics in calculus. Joseph, I think this was one of those weird, like I told you, this was one of those weird exam papers where they came up with like weird questions. So theoretically they should be giving you questions where you don't need a graphics calculator. This is just one of those old questions where they kind of fluffed. So yeah, sorry. Nah, I wouldn't work with that if you take x as a common factor, because you end up getting with like this doesn't work at level 2. All right, I'm going to pause there, and I'm going to throw a few lines. Let me know if there is any questions. But like I said, this question here, I don't think they're going to put a cubic in there and ask you to solve it. Most likely it'll be like a quadratic more than anything else. How do you know when to substitute a not equal to 1 or something? Monique, I think the more practice you do, you can kind of see like different types of the questions, and then you can actually go kind of figure out what's happening. Like in this case, we've got the y value, so they're actually asking for, the question's actually asking for f of x is equal to -23, and then what is x? So you kind of have to go through one step at a time. Yeah, like this one is like merit 100%. Like I wouldn't put this as an excellence. When you can't factor the equation, you can actually use the graphics calculator to try and solve it, Vivank. It is a 3-bracket question, Joseph, but the problem is it doesn't work out nicely. Because if you look at my calculator, I'm getting the second and third value, I'm getting I, which is complex numbers, which you only learn in level 3. Yeah, so if you want to do a quadratic like cubic, so some people are wondering, you know, where you go to polynomial, and normally you do 2 for quadratic. If you have a cubic, you just press 3, and then that's going to be like your 2x cubed there, minus 3x squared, plus 0x, plus 28. Hey Layla, how you doing? All right, let's go, because Shay's... Any other questions with this one? %, Connor. 100%. Please explain line 9. Line 9, all I'm doing, Prasad, is I'm trying to figure out what is the x value when y is equal to -23. It's all right, Layla. I haven't actually done anything. I'm just doing... Because these guys got their exam in like a few days. All right, we're moving on. I can't answer that, Alex. What if it says x equals to 0 or x equals to 2? Well, in that case, you have 2 solutions for that question. You'll have, because it can go through -23 when x equals to 0 or x equals to 2. So that's how to answer that one, Jyoti. I need to actually put a post out this weekend to see what's the strangest place people are watching Infinity Plus One and doing revision for maths. All right, I think we're good to go with this. So let's go to this next excellence question, which is what Shay has been waiting for. He's been waiting for an optimization question. So here we go. Now, if you are looking at this question going, I don't know where to start from, best thing to do is to draw a diagram. I think marking schedule, maybe I'll do a very quick little brief video. I keep forgetting to do that. 2D shape. What's the question say? Rectangular fields fence using 2 types of wire. 2 opposite sides will use heavy duty fencing, while the remaining 2 sides, that's standard wire for $2 per meter. The hardest part of this question is actually coming up with the equation. I think once you come up with the equation, everything else is so easy. Draw a diagram first, guys. Draw a diagram, draw a rectangular field, and write down all the information you know from the information from the question, all right? So draw a diagram first. So you got a rectangular field, draw a rectangle. That doesn't matter, Joseph, because like, remember with rectangles, it's like you just want to, how do I say this? Like if I tell you area of a rectangle is 24, your rectangle could be 4x6 or 6x4. So it doesn't really matter. And what you need to figure out is whichever side you use as the heavy one, that's the one you got to put as $3 per meter. Keep going, Oliver. Keep going. You're on the right track. All right, so let me just show you how the diagram actually looks like, and we can actually go from there. All right, so we've got a rectangular field. We know that much. So this is my rectangular field. And Joseph's question is, how do we know which side is the more expensive side? It doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is, the way we're going to set it up is we're going to put this as standard, standard, heavy, and heavy. And it doesn't matter if you do it like this as well. So if you do it like heavy, heavy, standard, standard, it doesn't matter which one you put the longest side, because at the end of the day, both of those equations are still going to end up looking the same. Now it says that the heavy one is $3 per meter. So we've got $3 per meter. Standard one is $2 per meter. The question is asking, what is the greatest area that can be fenced in at a cost of $6,000? So here's what we're trying to figure out. We are trying to figure out area is base times height. That's it. But the problem is, when you differentiate this, you cannot have B and H like that. Like you can't have base and H like this. Like you've got to have everything in base or everything in height. Joseph, again, it doesn't matter which way you do it, because let me show you what happens here. So imagine the base, right? If I say the base is this part here, that is S right there. And that's just S. Now, if I look at the height, that is this part here, which is H, and that's also H. Again, it doesn't matter whether you choose the longest side or the shorter side. As long as you have the rectangle like that, you're good to go. Now, the last part is we need to, like, this is how optimization always works. And this is what I did with the level 3 calculus guys as well. With optimization, you will have a formula and you'll have 2 different things in that formula. What you need to do is they'll give you another set of information, and you need to rearrange it so that you can actually get rid of one of the letters. So in this case, I'm actually not going to call it B times H. Instead, I'm actually going to put it as A is equal to S times H, just so that we can kind of go with the theme here. Now there's one thing that we know is it costs $3 for H. It costs $2 for the standard wire. Altogether, we don't want to spend more than $6,000. But if you think about it, you've actually got 2 lots of those green lines. So no matter which one you do it, you've got 2 lots of them. So that means you've got 2 times 3H plus you've also got 2 of the S's. And again, it doesn't matter which rectangle you drew. That's going to end up being 2 times 2S is 6,000. So your formula that you're going to have is 6H plus 4S is equal to 6,000. Joseph, I hope you can see that. So it doesn't matter which one you do it. Either one you do, you would still end up with the same equation, which is 6H plus 4S is equal to 6,000. All right, so the next question is like, now I need to rearrange this. So I have S by itself or H. It doesn't matter which one you decide to do. How did you get 2 times 3H? Because if you look at it, this is my 2 times 3H. So 3H is for this one, 3H is for this one. That's why I get the 2 of them. And as for the 2S, I've got 2S here, 2S here, 2 of them. So that's going to be 4S. All right, so next thing is this. I am going to rewrite S here. So 4S is equal to 6,000 minus 6H. S is equal to 6,000 minus 6H divided by 4. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you do H equals 2 or S equals 2. You would still end up with the same answer. So from here, then the next part is I'm going to go back to my area equation. But before that, I just need a little bit more space here. So my area equation is equal to S times H. So I've got 6,000 minus 6H over 4 multiplied by H. So I'm going to get 6,000 H minus 6H squared over 4. Separate this. 6,000 H over 4 minus 6H squared over 4. This is my area equation. So because this is my area equation, now I can differentiate it. And I'm going to end up with 6,000 over 4 minus 6 times 2, that's 12H over 4. So basically at this point I can put the maximum happens when A dash is equal to 0. So 0 equals to 6,000 divided by 4 minus 12H over 4. And I'm going to, one more step, 12H over 4 equals to 6,000 over 4. Be lazy. H is equal to 500. All right, so now if H is equal to 500, I need to figure out what S is. So S is equal to 6,000 minus 6 times 500 divided by 4. So that is 3,000 divided by 4. So then S is equal to 750. So the greatest area is going to be 500 times 750, which equals to 375,000. All right, I'm going to put a bunch of line numbers. Feel free to ask questions. Sorry, I'll come and check chat very shortly. I just wanted to finish this question here. Alex, we do algebra tomorrow and then probability the next day. No worries, Bailey. You're welcome. This is definitely an excellent question. I'm sorry, I missed all the comments on the chat there. So, yeah, Bunny Dog, that's fine. I mean, like, I think that's the beauty of optimization. Like, you can actually do a couple of different ways and you can still end up getting the question, the final answer. Line 16, why do you equal to 0? Monique, anytime you want to find maximum area or minimum, you always put the gradient, you differentiate and put it equal to 0. Where does the H and S come from? That's from the heavy wire and the standard wire from the question. In line 11, why do you times it by H? Martin, because I have replaced S with this thing, and when I put the pink stuff in here, because I've written this pink stuff as S, I've got to expand that bracket. That's why I'm multiplying that bracket. Seems like a couple of you asking the same question. How did you get 3,000 divided by 4 in step 20? 500 times 6 is 3,000, and then 6,000 minus 3,000 is 3,000. Sometimes, Joseph, it does help. You can actually do that. Line 15 is basically just saying that the gradient is equal to 0. So that's when a max or minimum can happen. I said A equals to 6xy. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Jyoti, I can understand how you can get confused with perimeter there. I think it's just one of those questions that just ended up being like that, though. What is it? It was one of those blue eyes ones for the mic. Yeah, this was a nice optimization question. I think, like, you know, if you do get something like this, you can kind of like cruise through it. Line 13, why did I break into two fractions? Because when you have like a common denominator, you can split it up. No probs, Joseph. Alex, I don't know which, like, I did explain it, man. Like, you might have to rewind this on YouTube. If you jump on YouTube, you can rewind it and watch that part. So you use, Jyoti, like the perimeter questions are different. Like they specifically say that your maximum border can't be more than, like perimeter ones, it'll come up with meters. In this case, we were told that the maximum amount of money they're spending is 6,000. Now, line 11 is, Jasmine, you can't do 2s times 3h because that 2s is actually $2 per meter. So, like, we still need to find the area of the box, which means we need to know what s is. S is the actual meters, and h is the meters. The 3 times h is how much it's going to cost for that meter. So you can't do 2s times 3h for area because that's not going to give you area. All right, team, we're going to take like a 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back and go on with the next question. So 5-minute break, and then we'll go with the next question. If you want to still hang around, that's up to you. From 19, how do you form like 19? 19, no, 19, all I did was this. I just took from 9. So this was S. Because 500 was H, I just substituted 500 into H and just figured out what S is. The next lot of questions, what do we have? One achieved, two merits, and possibly two excellences. And we're doing a kinematics question as well. Kinematics excellence. All right, so give me a 5-minute break, and then we shall actually come back in five minutes and then get going. I need to put like a timer somewhere. I need a coffee. Back at 9:03. Based on my clock, by the way, not your clock. You guys are like optimization junkies, man. Jeez. Give me another optimization. I need another optimization question. All right, be back. I need some coffee. Oh, Shay, man, I needed photo proof of that. Hey, Joseph, much appreciation for actually taking the time to explain to Alex, man. Like, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I need a coffee. Just made it. Just made it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Jeez, people just go crazy. All right, let's go back to round 2. So as I said to you, first question is a nice achieved one, and then we got a couple of... Well, actually, do you guys want to do the achieved one, or can we just go straight to the merit one? All right, let's just... Okay, I get it. We'll do an achieved one because it's just one of those quick little questions, because I know some people still want to learn that, so let's get that out of the way. Okay, 2 minutes, and then we'll go through the next question. By the way, any Linfield College people here? Jeez, you guys are fast. Yep. Okay, so real quickly. There you go. Shout out. Thank you very much for this. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. There we go. Thank you for the mug. Appreciate it. No way. Did I? Why you guys keep going? Oh, 66.7. 66.7. Okay. Anyway, guys, just take it easy with the 6/7s. It's kind of giving me a headache watching that number keep going up like that. So we've got f dash of x is equal to 6x minus 12. And then it's asking find the x value where it gives a gradient of 6. So that means, someone asked me before, it's like, in this question, f dash of x is equal to 6. That's what the question says, and they want to know what the x value is. All right, so we've got 6x minus 12 is equal to 6, and then 6x is equal to 6 plus 12, and we've got 6x is equal to 18, x is equal to 3, and then we're good to go. Cool, so nice little achieved question. Let's go to the next question. Ooh, this is an interesting one. All right, let's go to the next question here. This is a merit one. Now, IS and Fit, they actually asked you for, what did they ask you for? They asked you for when is the gradient is equal to 6. Flynn, as I mentioned before, man, we'll talk about it later, all right? Like, not right now. I don't know what that means. Yeah, this is one of those. It is supposed to be a dash right there. Sorry. f dash of x is equal to that. No, you're right there, user. Gradient function is supposed to be f dash of x. Richard, we are just cramming all the level 2s out. Once they're out, we'll do a few level 3 and a level 1. But I think for the level 1s, we're close to 3 days before the exam, so I'll probably do a few then. Algebra tomorrow, yeah. I just need some sleep. You know what? I actually did my grocery shopping today, and I was about to clean today as well before doing this. But tomorrow, cooking and cleaning, that should give me enough time to go for algebra in the nighttime. No, this is a merit question. It's not. It isn't fit. All you got to do is integrate it. Just integrate it, and then try and figure out the c value, and then go from there. Exam, yeah, we'll come to that part soon. Normally, Joseph, I cook up a massive for the week ahead. Tonight it was actually a decent burger. I actually made a decent burger. I was happy with it. All right, so I am gonna start kind of doing this question slowly. So we've got f dash of x first. So because we've got f dash of x, we need to figure out what f of x is for this question. So to do that, I am going to integrate this, which means I'm going to get 3x cubed over 3 minus 2x squared over 2 minus 14x plus c. I'm going to simplify this now to just x cubed minus x squared minus 14x plus c. So this should be your first step right here. Now, what it says is that this equation passes through to 0. Because it's 2, 0, we can say 0 is equal to 2 cubed minus 2 squared minus 14 times 2 plus c. So we've got 8 minus 4 minus 28 plus c. And we should get 0 is equal to minus 24 plus c. C is equal to positive 24. All right, now if c is equal to positive 24, our equation is x cubed minus x squared minus 14x plus 24. Now, I know that some of you guys would have used the graphics calculator to solve this, and that's absolutely fine, but I just want to show you, will it actually work? -4, 2, 3, -4, 2, 3, -4. Have I messed up something somewhere? No, I haven't. All right, that's fine. Let's just have a look through this. I'm actually going to use the calculator for this. Shazzy, you can actually substitute 3 and 0 as well. Can you substitute 3 and 0? The function passes through the x-axis at 2, 0, 3, 0. Yeah, if you substitute it through 3, 0, you should pretty much get the same answer. But in the calculator, I'm just going to put it in, guys, because just wary of time. So I've got 1, 1, minus 14, and 24. Whoa, what did I do now? 1... Oh, it'll be minus 24, right? Not... What? What have I made a mistake with here? Oh, 1, -1. Sorry. Yep. My bad. There we go. 3, 2, and -4. Okay, so my points, so then I can just say a is equal to -4, and I think that's more than enough for this question. That's a Casio has actually given me the license for that, buddy. That's why. All right, let me know if you have any questions with this one. Let me put up a bunch of line numbers. I thought this was a fairly straightforward one for merit. No, you can't use A. You're actually trying to figure out what the A value is. Well, because we're just trying to find the value of A. We've already got the 3 and 2, because if you look at it, the calculator is giving you 2, 3, and then the third value is the -4. What do you mean, Jyoti? I got 3.0 and got -4.32. If you do 3.0, what happens to the y value? Like, just checking. 0 equals 3 cubed minus 3 squared minus 14 times 3. 27 minus 9 is 18. Minus 42 plus C. C is equal to positive 24. So I'm not sure, Jyoti, if you got 3.0, you should still get C value as 24. Now I've done that quickly, user. I did 27 minus 9, like that. I equaled it to 0 because this is the point that we used, 3.0. All right, now this is going to be a weird merit question coming up. Exan, the reason it's -4 is because look at the 3 solutions that are in the calculator. The calculator has given 3, 2, and we need to figure out what -4a is, which is -4. That's why we do that. Okay, I'm glad we got that. Yeah, I think it's just one of those weird questions, but it's fine. It's fine. If you want to know how to do this without a calculator, you would have to do it like this. Because remember, so that's a really good question. Because this graph here goes through 2, 3, and a, we can write it like this. X minus 2 times x minus 3 times x minus a is going to equal x cubed, blah, blah, blah. So what we're looking at is basically -2 times -3 times -a is equal to positive 24. So you're going to get -2 times -3 times -a equals 24. So we've got -6a equals to 24. And then a equals to 24 divided by -6. Which equals to -4. So that's the other way of doing it without a calculator. No, just level 2 calculus today, and I think tomorrow we're doing algebra. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's I feel like I just want to put this question up, this next question up, because it's not your standard question, but it's still something that's worth kind of having a look at. And I'm literally only going to spend like 1 or 2 minutes on this merit question. Soggy, we're going to do level 3 all the way up to exams at the moment, except on Monday night. All right, let's try this question here. This is a very weird question. My suggestion is just differentiate and see what happens. 8 p.m. Soggy. It's just this is the first time I'm just, I don't know, I'm just doing questions. So as I said to you guys, this is a really weird question, but like just differentiate it, and you kind of have to explain it more than you got to justify it why. But there is a, yeah, there you go, Jay Blade, you got it. Michaela, we did a couple of, one earlier one we did today. So if you like rewind the stream back to like 8:40, you might see one of those questions. Isla, I hope you're actually doing the work as well, not just watching, because just watching is not going to work. No, Kessin, I've got a couple of more questions. The next two are quick, couple of excellence questions with turning points. But, you know, look, if people are tired, they got to go, they got to go. I'm going to just keep going with this. But all right, let's differentiate this. So I got f dash of x is going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, the thing is, when you see this particular one, right, the reason why this never has a negative gradient, and this is sometimes it's actually come up a couple of times last in the algebra paper as well as the calculus one, but mainly the algebra one, because when you have a perfect square with a parabola, it's always going to be positive. So in this case, we can actually say f dash of x is equal to x minus 2 squared. Now, if I was to draw this as a, what do you call it? As a parabola, the parabola is going to look like this, where this point here is 2. And remember that this is the gradient function. So what this tells me is that the gradient is always going to be positive. It's never going to be negative. So all you have to say is that x minus 2 squared, it cannot be equal to 0, less than 0, not possible, as it is a perfect square. Well, not perfect square. You can't find square root of a negative number, yeah, or something like that. As it is a square. Oh yeah, you could probably do it with discriminant. You could argue with discriminant, but I think, because what is the discriminant going to be? B squared minus 4ac is 16 minus 4 times 1 times, whoa, what did I do wrong here? I'm actually getting discriminant is equal to 0. No, actually you can't, because discriminant is going to give you that it's got one solution. That's all it's going to tell you. I don't think you can use discriminant. Sorry, I got too excited seeing the discriminant. Yeah, 0 means one root, but in this case, we're trying to prove that it's always going to be positive. Always going to be positive. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, this is a nice excellence question. By the way, these ones, they do pop up every now and then. So here we go. All right, let's get back into a team. So I kind of missed what's happening in the chat, but Gutsy. Could you use second derivative? Ooh, that's not a bad idea. If you use second derivative, you're going to prove that it's always a positive, because, no, hang on. If you use second derivative, you're going to get 2x. But that doesn't give you anything as well. with the second derivative, because when you get 2x minus 4, what are you going to do with that? X is always positive. Oh, I wonder. Ah, sorry, yes, it is f dash of x. All right, this one we're going to need a few minutes. Correct, Xavier, because whatever x value that you put in that previous questions, like if you look at the previous question, whatever x value you put, you will always get, because if it's a square number, it'll always be a positive number, and therefore it can never have a negative gradient. That's also the correct way of saying it as well. Nah, Gutsy, you're not a moron. It's just, we have to try it, right? We have to give it a go. Until you give it a go, it's not going to make any sense. CR7, we're doing algebra tomorrow. Isla, if you are feeling confident with merit questions, then I think most of the excellence questions, you have to start it. And I think when you start it, you can kind of start messing around. Like take this question, for example, right? Like, what do you got? You got an f dash of x. It's telling you that it has a maximum point at negative 113. So it's already giving you a bunch of clues here that you need. So here's a couple of Avi, I'm actually doing it right now. This is calculus before the exam. So here's a couple of hints for you. It says the point is negative 113. That means f of negative 1 is equal to 13. Also, the other important point is this one here. When it tells you that it's a maximum turning point at negative 1, if it's a turning point, the gradient at negative 1 is also equal to 0. That's another hint for you there. Sorry, I missed all of that. Yeah, I think take the idea from Avi, Alex. Can always just watch the replay. I've given you guys all the clues that you need for this particular question here. So Isla, let's have a look at this question, all right? I've taken the information, and then from this information, we've got to try and kind of work this through. Yeah, no, definitely, Jyoti. I'll give you a few more minutes for this. Sorry, Avi the Munch. All of the live streams that I do on TikTok get saved on YouTube. So you can just jump on YouTube and you can actually watch the replay there. For the previous question, why did you write less than 0? Xavier, that's because if less than 0 means it's negative, buddy. So the x minus 2 squared was the gradient function, right? That has to be less than 0 because it's saying that I'm saying that it can't be negative. So it cannot be less than 0. No, if it's greater than 0, then it'll be positive. Exan, you do know what k is because look at the clues that I've given you. It tells you that it's got a maximum turning point at negative 1. That means the gradient at negative 1 is equal to 0. So you can find k straight away using one of those points that one of the clues that I've given. Twitflash, usually when you are finding maximum or minimum, that's when you put it equal to 0. Yeah, you're right. That's when you're trying to figure out whether it's a max or a min. No, Shavir, in the previous question it says, prove that why this function does not have a negative gradient. All right, Jyoti, I think I'm ready to go through this question because I was waiting for you to catch up and I think you've got an answer. So let's go. Where is this? Isla, I think you were stuck on this one. And somebody else was saying, I don't know how to figure out K. Here's how we go. Because f dash of -1 equals to 0, we're going to take that f dash of -1 equals to 0 and we're going to substitute it into this equation here. Because x is equal to -1, I'm going to get 0 is equal to 18 minus k. Therefore, k is equal to 18. That's the first step. Now, it's asking state the coordinates of the minimum turning point for the function. So I need to find the function, but before that, I need to find the x value for the minimum turning point. So if I look at my gradient function, f dash of x, this is equal to 18x squared minus 18. Who was it that was saying, like, now we know that for minimum and maximum turning points, the gradient is equal to 0. So we can say f dash of x is equal to 0 for turning points. And you don't need to write that statement, but then you can say 0 is equal to 18x squared minus 18. You got 18x squared is positive 18. And then x squared is 18 divided by 18. So you get x squared equals to 1. Therefore, x is equal to square root of 1, which is plus or minus 1. Now, because we already have minus 1, so when x equals to -1, this is the max. So x equals to positive 1 is the minimum. But we need to find the coordinates. So we need the y value. So we need to actually find f of x. So f of x, so we got f dash of x, which is 18x squared minus 18. Then we've got f of x is equal to 18x cubed over 3 minus 18x plus c. We got f of x is equal to 6x cubed minus 18x plus c. Now, the problem is, do I have a point? Yes, I do. I have -113. So remember that f of -1 equals to 13. So I've got 13 is equal to 6 times 1 cubed minus 18 times 1 plus c. So 13, 6 minus 18 plus c. 13 is equal to minus 12 plus c. So c ends up, I've stuffed up somewhere. Wait a moment. Where have I stuffed this up? Hang on. I just realized what it was. It's supposed to be -1. So I'm going to get 13 is equal to -6 plus 18 plus c. 13 is equal to 12 plus c. And then c is equal to positive 1. Yep. Got it. Okay, so now I need to find the minimum turning point, which is, what is f of 1? So f of 1 equals 6 times 1 cubed minus 18 times 1 plus 1, which equals to 6 minus 18 plus 1, -11. So the turning point for the minimum is going to be 1, -11. All right. So as usual, I will pause and look for questions, but if you guys can help out with the questions, that'll be great. Because sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with all the chatter. Joseph, you can actually get my OneNote. On YouTube, this notebook is actually a live document, so I can't post it on TikTok, but if you go to my YouTube channel, on this stream, you can click on the notes and you can have access to all of these notes. Michaela, it's not about, if you understand, that's great. You don't have to remember. You just have to go, what are all the pieces that I have, and how am I going to use the pieces to figure out my answer? Yeah, this is definitely an E, guys. Like, I mean, there's some good kind of variations that we have here. All right, thank you for actually asking the idle. Someone answered your question. F dash of -1 is equal to 0, but f of -1 equals to 13. So f is like the function, f dash is like the gradient function. Cleekly, because they actually told you that maximum point is at -1, in this case, you know that the minimum has to be the other turning point. I don't think in this one you need to prove it whether it's a minimum or a maximum. Jordan, if you look at the description of this video, you should find it. Let me just see if I can grab it. Ooh, I'm watching. All right, where is the OneNote? Oh, is it not in here? Oh, no. Sorry. Okay, let me just, give me a second. It's in any one of my exam videos, guys. Like the 2024 exam videos have all the OneNote in it. I thought I put this in here, but let me just grab it. Where would I find it? 2024 exam. Yeah, sorry, Jordan. Here we go. And it's not going to paste it. Why is it not going to paste it? All right, I might just show you folks where it is because it's just YouTube being YouTube. All right, so any one of my past videos, like if you go to videos on my main channel, just go to the last, any one of them, and when you click on more, you're going to see the Infinity Plus OneNote. So click on that, and then that should open up to my current notes. There we go. And then what are we doing right now? We're doing level 2 calculus. Today we're doing Cohere 2019. And yes, it's a chunky load of, like, chunky of, what do you call it, notebook, but this is all of work today. It will be there. So Joseph, it's not on the website, Joseph, sorry man, like it's in the video, so you'll be finding it in any one of the exam videos. So all of my work is there, like all the previous papers, everything is there for you guys to actually access. Yeah, we got more questions. So anyway, let's get rid of this. Let's go to the next question. Oh no, what did I do? All right, next question is also another excellence question, but it is a kinematics one. So hopefully you are not freaking out about kinematics. Yeah, that was a good question. You know, I just kind of tested you guys out with quite a variety of things there. All right, there we go. Our kinematics question is up. Isla, kinematics, just draw a diagram and it is, you can get through this one real good, like, because all you have to do is just figure out whether they're asking for what they're asking for. I always say this, draw a diagram. If you've seen any of my kinematics videos, I always like drawing a diagram and then just writing down all the information I have and then working through that. I think this might be the last excellence question, and I think this might be it, guys, because I'm slowly starting to drift. Unless you want to do one more excellence question after this, we could do one more. Just want to see what the question looks like. The fishing boat question was, sorry, Bats. Yes, this is one of the past papers. All right. Okay. Let's do this one. I'm just gonna give you a bit of a hint here. Where am I going? View, fit. So the problem with this question, right? Like, look, if I was to draw this as a diagram right now, particle travels in a straight line. Okay, whatever. So this is my, I'm gonna put this, my particle here. All right, it's traveling at a straight line with its acceleration at time t defined. So a is equal to 3t plus 2. Now it says particle has an initial positive velocity. That's not really helpful, is it? Fine. So initial positive velocity. So we don't know v of 0. All we know is it's actually positive. That's all we know. And travels 30 meters in the 4th second. So that means we know that s of 4 minus s of 3 equals to 30 meters. Is it? Yeah, that's all we have. And the question's asking, find the velocity of the particle at 5 seconds. That's wonderful. S is the distance, right? Like, I know that you guys are always used to D as the distance. S is the distance because in calculus we use it as displacement. But the thing is, what's happening with this question is that they are telling you that it's traveling 30 meters in the 4th second. So it's actually telling you between the 3rd and 4th second. Or I'm wrong. I don't know where 52 meters per second. Stealth, just bear with me. This is actually not a bad question. This is just like one of those questions where it's good to know it. Even if you just watch it, it might be actually kind of good. Jyoti, all right, let's actually, yeah, Oliver, you're on the right track. I saw that. Chui Dazai, the reason why we're doing subtraction is because if you look at the question, it says that it travels 30 meters in the 4th second, not from 0 to 4, but from between the 3rd second and the 4th second, it's actually traveled 30 meters. So that's why we've got S over 4, S4. So whatever the distance it's traveled at the 4th second, minus the different the distance it traveled in the 3rd second, that's equal to 30. Sorry, Louisa, I've got 4 emails to check, and I'm in the middle of a couple of crazy things that's happening in my personal life. So yes, I don't have I haven't checked my emails yet, but what was it about? Which email did you send it to? I can't even see this. Louisa. Oh, Louisa. Wait, Louisa, that's a question from the exams. I've already done that as videos, Louisa. I think I did have a look at it, and I was like, well, I've already done that as part of the exam questions. Yep, see you later, Joseph. We're going to finish off with this question anyway. I'm kind of like slowly disappearing. All right, let's do this question quickly because Joseph needs to go. So we've got acceleration is equal to 3t plus 2. Velocity then, we're going to integrate it. We're going to get 3t squared over 2. And we're going to get plus 2t plus c. Now, unfortunately, we do not have any information here. But what we can do is we can actually integrate this one more time and then figure out what the distance formula is. So s of t is one more step. We're going to integrate it one more time. We get 3t cubed. But there's already a 2 down there, so 2 times that. Plus 2t squared over 2. Plus, now we don't know what c is, but we do know it's a constant. So we can actually write that as ct plus d. So there's actually 2 unknowns in this case because we don't know what c is and we don't know what d is. But here's where you guys need to be understanding this question is that sometimes you're going, how the hell am I going to do this? Because there's actually 2 unknowns here. The clue is actually given to you in that 4th second. All right, the 4th second it says s of 4 minus s of 3. So all you're going to do is we're going to do s of 4 minus s of 3 equals to 30. So we're going to substitute wherever the 4 for the t in here. So in other words, we've got 3 times 4 cubed divided by 6 plus 2 times 4 squared over 2 plus 4c plus d. Then we're going to go, sorry, I just need to space this out a bit more so you can kind of see what's happening. Then we're going to do the 3 one. So there's going to be 3 times 3 cubed over 6 plus 2 times 3 squared over 2 plus 3c plus d, and all of this is equal to 30. Riley, you're coming in the last minute time. That's not fair. So what happens now is all you have to do is just expand the numbers and get rid of the d, and you'll figure out what c is. Jyoti, I think you needed to integrate it one more to get the distance function. Once you get the distance function, then you could actually just kind of do this little bit and then you'd be good to go. Let me kind of do this. So 4 cubed over 6. I've got to use the calculator, guys. Sorry, because my head is like way too late right now. So let's go and do this. 4 cubed. 4 cubed is that 64 divided by 2. That's going to be 32 plus 16 plus 4c plus d minus 3 cubed is 27 over 2 plus 9 plus 3c plus d equals to 30. Now I've got 48 plus 4c plus d minus 18 over 2. 18 plus 27 over 2 is 13.5. what's that, 13.5, and then 22.5. Plus 3c plus d equals to 30. We're nearly there, people. Bear with me. Minus 22.5 minus 3c minus d equals to 30. Now what you'll see is the d disappears. 48 minus 22.5, that's going to be 27. No, 26.5. My head is not working. 25.5 plus c equals to 30. So we should be getting the c value, and I hope I've done this right. So c should be 4.5. Guys, seriously, yeah, like, look, let's not start this, because like that's the last thing I want to see right now, because I'm like trying to figure out. No worries, you're welcome, Kieran. This is definitely one of those T2 questions. Is the 25 times 5 behind the C? 25.5, sorry. What'd you do 2 times 3 in line 3? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's the denominator. I am Ashley. You would get a question like this in level 3 integration. No, we're nearly done. We've got the C value. So if you look at velocity's function, velocity function is now 3t squared over 2 plus 2t plus 4.5. Now the question's asking for velocity at 5 seconds. So then we just go v of 5, 3 times 5 squared over 2 plus 2 times 5 plus 4.5. And that's equal to, what do we got? 75 over 2. Which is 75 over 2. See, it's getting late. I don't want to mess up. 75 over 2 plus 10 plus 4.5. That gives you 52 meters per second. All right, let me put up a bunch of line numbers, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, you should get 52 meters per second. Jordan, it's because we're doing a Cohere 2019 paper. That's why. Kirangarcha, how do you know when to do S4 minus S third? Like, that's a really great question, because they do ask, sometimes they say that this travels in the like if you look at the question, it actually says it's traveling in the 4th second, as highlighted in the green part there. So if they say something like it travels 20 meters in the 6th second, then you would go S of 6 minus S of 5, because that's the 6th second. That's how long it's actually traveling for. Definitely, user, this is an excellent question. It's one of those T2 questions. Now, hey there, mister. You can't just use S of 4, because if it would then say after 4 seconds, it would have traveled 30 meters. But what it's actually saying is that it's traveled 30 meters in the 4th second. Where would you get, I think grades wise, your achieved is probably somewhere here to find the S. This is merit. This is excellence. Whew, that was a long stream, 2 hour stream. Yeah, Jyoti, what's the question? Yeah, KFC Mancha, it's Cohere papers generally tend to be tough, and that's one of the reasons why we did this today, because it just gives us a lot of time to kind of like look through these questions. Jordan, they're out of circulation at the moment, but like I said at the start, like I've got permission to do these questions, but unfortunately I can't like just share them out because that was one of the things. All right, team. Look, that's pretty much it for tonight. I think I'm shattered, absolutely shattered, doing this many questions and not enough coffee. No worries. You're welcome. We'll see you guys tomorrow for 8 p.m. We'll do algebra tomorrow night. Unique Q, just go to YouTube. We already did an optimization question tonight. You can watch this replay fully on YouTube. That's for everyone on TikTok. You can always go back to YouTube and just watch it from there. I would not recommend cramming. Like, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on Monday night because it's Monday night is just going to be phenomenally crazy. I'm going to be offline on Monday night, but more like I'd just be on just to kind of point people where to go. So Monday night there is going to be no level 2 tutorials because like Zaman, like I just needed coffee to stay awake for like 20 minutes. Now I'm done. I'm ready to go to sleep. Now you don't want to be doing Alex, I don't know where you're at right now. If you've already learned everything with the basics, then the exam videos is probably the best place to go with. No problems, Anuka. You're welcome. You can do that, Mello. That's not a problem. Tomorrow's algebra, but like, last words of wisdom. You guys have done enough calculus today. Get some sleep. Get some sleep and nah, Oliver, you're gonna be fine with optimization, man. Like just what you gotta do is you make sure, remember the tactics that we had, right? Write the equation, and then they always give you two equations, right? One equation is to find the area or something, and then the other equation you gotta substitute it. That's what it is. That's all optimization is. I don't know why you guys always get worked up about optimization. Yeah, whoever did that for level 2 stats, maths, and then physics after that was brutal, man. Like, all right, now where did Flynn go? Is Flynn still here or is Flynn gone? Oh, Flynn's gone. Flynn's gone, is he? Yeah, look, I mean, like, we keep going back and forth on this, but like, every year like last year I dropped like 50 shirts. Like, I could do it again this year, but I'm just waiting for the exams to be over. But like, it was interesting. My wife was like, "Oh, you should sell the t-shirts before the exams," but I'm like, I just don't have the time. Look, I like it's interesting like listening to you guys here, but it's like I know this feels like a lot right now with level 2, but to be honest, like you go through this year and then you kind of get to level 3 and you'll be like, level 3 is a completely different level. It's a completely different game. So, you know, don't stress too much, guys. Like, just do the practice, do your kind of like, you know, the things that you need to do to get ready. That's the important thing. Where you, Jyoti? Like, honestly, that's such a bad mistake. I've stopped doing that now. I don't do the live tutorials before the exam night because so many kids just jump on and it's just like one massive spam. Like, the chat just goes off like crazy. Oh, what happened, buddy? Don't go barking. Please don't go barking. Let it be. Come here. Oh, Mr. Grumpy. What I need to do is, like, I was gonna make a video, one best tip for preparing for exams. I'll see if I can make it tomorrow and I'll throw it out. Oliver, nah, he really wanted to, man. Like, and the thing is like the neighborhood that we're at, it's people don't do trick or treating, which kind of is, you know, I wish I could do that for him, but unfortunately I can't. So yeah, but I'm hoping that, you know, he keeps asking me, it's like, oh, Dad, how come we don't celebrate? And I'm like, mate, no one celebrates on our street. Yes, I do have a dog. He's very old and sleeping. I bought my kid Macca's yesterday. He was happy. Double cheeseburger combo, and he just, you know, the thing is, like, honestly, like, it was only like a couple of years ago I used to buy my Happy Meal and he was happy, and now he's like, he's almost at the level of like, dude needs a, you know, his own adult meal. Man, I tell you, kids are expensive. See you, Oliver. How big is the jump from engineering? Sorry, I'm reading like two things and just going, what engineering? I did level year 1 and then I dropped out. I flunked out. Jackson, the jump is pretty decent, but you've got to get started early. And I think if you get started early, you can easily get merits at the end of your exam. But if you kind of leave it till the end, that's gonna be panic stations. I'd say, Jackson, like, if you're doing it next year, start on the 3 15-hour playlists that I have, and I think you'll be fine after that. Prada babies, I talked to another teacher. She said that as long as you show the diagram, you're pretty much good to go. Salted fish, I hate how NCEA always puts level 2 maths first, because they did it last year as well. And what I found is that, like, it has an impact, man, because it's like, I usually, if it's like at the maybe week 2 or week 3, I could run a bunch of tutorials, but I can't. Gutsy, the reason 13, 14, 15 is because that's 15 hours. I didn't realize that I did the 15 hours over 12 episodes. User, to be honest, I think the skill that you need right now is being able to be adaptive. So if you can work in any field and you can constantly keep learning, I think you'll be fine. Like, I don't think people think that, oh, I finished study and after finish uni and I think the real study or the real learning happens when you leave uni. Because like right now, I'm still learning, man. Like I still learn things. Jordan, I don't have that, man. Graduated Auckland Uni, Eric. No, Charlie, please no, please no. One son is more than enough for me. I think I'm getting poor just buying him Macca's. User, are you interested? New Zealand, what? Gutsy, some people have told me that doing the 15-hour playlist, they've managed to go from like achieved like NA2, sometimes they go to up to like 18, 19. User unknown. Here's what I want you to do. If you want to know, look up, just type my name in Google and type in local hero. See if I'm in New Zealand. I can't salt it. I did it, you know, I'll be honest, salted fish. One year, this was back in 2018. I was messing around with some kids. The kids were asking me these questions. What do you think is going to be in the exam? I basically said, yeah, I can. I think this question might come up, and I got it once correct out of like 10 years of doing this. 100% 68975. It's got to be a shameless plug, right? Because people are asking, are you in New Zealand? Yeah, I'm in New Zealand. Of course I'm in New Zealand. Well, someone asked me, am I in New Zealand? So what am I supposed to say? Oh, Crumb, we're going to do a 67K sub giveaway. We have to do a 67K sub, right? Giveaway for like we have to give 6-7 t-shirts for that. Gutsy, just keep working through those practice. I think you'll get it. Cody, I've just done like 2 hours of calculus. I'm done. I'm literally waiting to fall asleep so I can go to sleep. Yes, Shaji, Matthew, I don't know what to do. Like, do I just put like 6, 7 on? Maybe I should put like 6 on the sleeve and 7 on the other sleeve. Give it to your 67K subscriber. Nah, Eric, I don't do private tutoring. Again, don't ask me. Absolutely fun. Exams in 5 days, and you're at 10 o'clock, you're in TikTok. Prada babies, I was one of the 6, because we had 6 that year. Actually, what number am I up to? The last time I checked, because today I reached 66,666. Right now I'm at 66.7. I'm about 245 short of 6-7 subscribers. Any tips for stat scholarship? I don't know. Find someone on YouTube that's doing it. That's all I can say. Oh, Fern. That's a bit harsh, Fern. You know what? I think you got 4 days to prove that wrong, and I think you can do it. God, imagine that. Imagine that you pass the standard and then you go and show it to that teacher. Oh, okay. Here's a troll for you, Fern. What you got to do is you got to pass and then see if you can write X lacks the necessary skills to assess their student. Ooh, that's a bit cruel. 100% Fern. You got 4 days. What are you doing, Fern? Are you doing level 1 or level 2? Am I? How did you even find that, Eric? Where do you even get that information from? All right, fun. Here's what you're gonna do. How'd you go in your mocks? Like, give me a number. What'd you get? Like, don't worry about it if it's... Okay, so you know what, you got to think like this. You've got a two, right? Like that means basically you only need to get, like, let me put it this way, fun. If you can get 2 merit questions correct, you're going to pass this paper. Because 2 merit questions on 2 different papers is going to be like 5 points, 5 points. That's going to give you 10 points. So what you got to do is don't worry about the excellence questions. Start focusing on the merit questions. So when you look at those exam papers, like, just focus on the merit questions and keep practicing this. Then what happens is if you can manage to get like 2 merit questions correct, that's going to give you 10 points and you're going to get achieved. But here's the other kicker. If you actually end up getting 3 merit questions, then you can actually get a full merit, because 15 points actually gets you a merit. And you got about 3 days for this. I reckon you got this. Salted, if you just do the excellence questions, and if you get them all correct and you leave the other ones blank, you would still get the maximum 8 grades. Yeah, that's true, Zaman, but like, I'm just talking to someone on TikTok and I feel like, they just need to get through this because of what someone actually had written on their mock exam. Nah, John, not if you do all achieved in merit questions. Like, I mean, if you do all the achieved in merit questions, the maximum you can get is 18 points. And for excellence, you need at least 1 or 2 excellence questions correct. Cheeseman's, yeah, last level 2 calc. Tomorrow we do level 2 algebra. But also, guys, remember, for excellence question, you just need to get 1 excellence question correct. And I think if you can get all the other merit questions correct, then you can easily, because with the 2 merits, you'd probably get 12 points. And then if you get 1 excellence question, then that's 8 points. 12 and 8, you get 20. And that's close to your excellence there. Ethan, tomorrow we're on at 8 p.m. again. John, sometimes they do excellence at 19, but the safe one is 20. No, Kristen, I don't do level 2 chem or physics, but go on YouTube. For physics, you're looking at Mr. Weebly. For chem, I think there's Alpha Adams. David, I know I'm supposed to be going, but just kind of chilling out and having a yarn. Oh, there we go. No brain too small is also good for chemistry. Who is Chloe and Sam? Oh, Sam. What am I reading, Sam? Where's your email? Where did you send? Oh, Sam. Urgent help with... Is this the Rangiora team? There's only one problem with your question. Who is this, Sam? I'm thinking this is the same Sam, unless I'm reading it wrong. Sam, 0.5 times 0.5 is actually 0.25. So. Ved Shah, what are you doing at so late at year 10, man? Like at this time. Aren't you in uni right now, Ved? Generally, the mocks tend to be trickier, yeah. All right, team. I've got to head. Take care. Just keep practicing those exams, yep. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8 for algebra. All right? Yeah, hi, Chloe and Sam. See you later. Ved, you should probably studying for your exams as well. See you guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 for algebra, all right? Take it easy. I need sleep. Where is end stream? See ya. As always, thank you for watching. Yeah, see you, YouTube.